Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Eamon, your physics teacher, and in today's lecture I will discuss about different forms of energy. Right? Mainly I will discuss about potential energy, potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay? So let's get started. As you can see here on the screen, I have drawn a flow chart. I'm saying that mechanical energy can be divided into two parts. One is potential energy and the another is kinetic energy. Right? Now, what is potential energy? See here, I have written the definition. Energy possessed by a body by virtue of its changed position is called potential energy. Okay? Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its state of motion or velocity. I will define kinetic energy little later also. Now let us discuss about potential energy in details. So once again, what is the definition? Energy possessed by a body by virtue of its changed position is called potential energy. Now, potential energy can be of two forms. One is gravitational potential energy and another one is elastic potential energy. So first let me discuss about elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy. See, when an external force is applied on a body, its shape changes. Okay. Now, the potential energy possessed by a body in the deformed state due to change in its shape is called elastic potential energy. I am writing here, when an external force is applied on a body, its shape or configuration changes. Okay, its shape or configuration, I'm writing in bracket, changes. Okay, now the potential energy possessed by a body in the deformed state due to its change in configuration or shape change in configuration is called elastic potential energy. Right? Now students, I hope you all are writing down in your exercise books also simultaneously. Okay, now let me explain it to you. See, when we are applying force on a body, so this is your body and you applied force on it, what will happen? The shape of the body might change. So whatever work you are doing on this body to change its shape, whatever work you are doing, it is getting stored in the body as elastic potential energy. So remember it, whatever work you have done to produce deformity in this body, to change its shape, that amount of work is stored in the body as elastic potential energy. Now let's come to gravitational potential energy, second form of potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. Okay, now see, first let me define it. The energy, this is the definition, the energy possessed by a body due to force of attraction of earth on it. Okay, the potential energy possessed by a body is the energy due to force of attraction of earth on it. Okay, now here one thing very important to note down: the gravitational potential energy is taken to be zero at infinity. What does it mean? Let me tell you. Say suppose this is your earth, and say this point is lying at a very far distance from earth. It's very far from the center of earth. Okay, so far that almost we can say that this point is lying at infinity. Now it is so far that the earth is not able to attract this body. Whatever body you put at P, earth will not be able to attract it. We know it, right? If ever we whenever a body is thrown from the surface of earth, it ultimately returns back to earth. Why? Because earth attracts it. But think of this point P. It is so far that even earth's gravity will not be able to pull the body placed at P. Okay, so at this point I can assume that the potential energy of the body is zero. Okay, but this concept will be more clear to you in class 11, so don't bother about it much right now. Alright, yes, so what I said, energy possessed by a body due to force of attraction of earth on it is called potential energy. Okay, now see, let us try to find the expression of potential energy, gravitational potential energy. This is the derivation. Expression of gravitational potential energy. Okay, see here, say this is my ground level. Okay, and one body is kept here. The mass of the body is m, so I am saying m is the mass of the body. So see, when this body is on this surface, its weight is acting downwards. Now weight, how much weight will act? mg is the weight which will act, right? G is acceleration due to gravity. Say I want to change the height of this body. Say there is I want to bring this body to this height, at a height h from ground. So I will write here height from reference level or ground level. Okay, now see, this weight mg is acting downwards, so bare minimum force F equals to mg I will have to apply to lift this body up, right? Because already this weight mg is acting downwards, so if you want to lift it, you have to apply one force F equals to mg. Okay, so see here how much work you are doing. Work done by you will be equal to force applied by you into displacement into cos of the angle between your force and displacement. In this case, see, your force applied F is mg, your height, your s is the displacement, in this case is h, and cos theta, how much is theta? Look carefully in the diagram. This is the direction of force applied and this is the direction of your displacement vector also. You are, after all, you are lifting a body up, so the angle is 0 degree. So how much work you are doing? You are doing work equals to mgh. So whenever you lifted this body from position A to position B, the amount of work which you did is mgh, which will be stored in the body as potential energy, and in this case gravitational potential energy, because this is the amount of work which you have done against the gravitational force of attraction to lift this body from position A to position B. This work will be stored in the body as potential energy. So now instead of W I can write U. U is the standard symbol of potential energy. You can write here U stands for potential energy. Now, one thing is to be pointed out here. While deriving this expression, I have taken the potential energy of this body to be 0 at the reference level. Okay, it is 0 at the reference level. So, when it is rising to height h, its potential energy is mgh. So, basically mgh is the gain in potential energy. Alright, when it was on this reference state, reference level, ground level, its potential energy was 0. So now when it is at height h, its potential energy increases by mgh. So keep that in mind. In case if your potential energy is not 0 at this reference level, then your potential energy at B will be mgh plus that value of potential energy which this body is having at this reference level. Now students, as you are watching the video, don't forget to like it and share as much as possible, because it will help some other student like you during this lockdown period. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, because I have lot of interesting stuff for you. Okay, and if you have any problem, any doubt, or you want one-to-one online classes from me, then you can contact me at amiclasses@gmail.com. Now let us begin with the topic of kinetic energy. As you can see here, I have written the definition of kinetic energy. It is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its state of motion. Okay, this is the definition. So any body which is in state of motion, or if it has velocity, then it will have kinetic energy. The expression of kinetic energy is half mv square. K stands for kinetic energy, m stands for mass of the body, and v is the velocity of the body. Okay, let us try to derive this expression. So I will give a heading here: expression of kinetic energy. See here, suppose this is a body of mass m and it is moving with some velocity v. I will find out how much kinetic energy it has. Now in order to do so, what I will do here, I will apply one opposite force and I will try to stop this body. Say here, initial velocity of the body is v. As you can see here, the body is moving with velocity v. Initial velocity of the body is v. Now this force is trying to stop the body, so final velocity is 0. Okay, F is my applied force, and definitely it is opposite force. Okay, now say S is the distance travelled by the body before coming to rest. So I will write here distance travelled by a body before coming to rest. Okay, say at some distance s, here the body is stopping, 0 meter per second, and here velocity was v meter per second. Fine. So how much kinetic energy will this body have? See, it will be equal to the work done by this opposing force. Whatever work this opposing force does, that is the amount of kinetic energy possessed by this body. Now see, we know work done is force into displacement. Now say force applied was m into a. Okay, where m is the mass of the body and a is the acceleration here. See, why I am saying force is equal to ma, because this body already had mass m. So in order to retard it, bare minimum force which I will apply should be equal to ma. Okay, and s as it will be here. Now we know this formula, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, right? Let us substitute. In this case my final velocity is 0. Initial velocity I have taken as v only, so mind it, in place of u initial velocity I am substituting v square. Okay, 2as 2. Now see here, force applied is a retarding force, so instead of positive acceleration I will have a retardation, so I will write minus here. Okay, so see, from here I am getting s is equal to v square by 2a. Now this I will substitute here, v square by 2a. In place of s I substitute v square by 2a. A and a will get cancelled and I am left with this expression, half mv square. So this is the amount of work done by the opposing force to stop this body. Now whatever work is done, that we say was the amount of kinetic energy possessed by the body. Now there are three different forms of kinetic energy: translational, rotational and vibrational kinetic energy. So let us try to understand what it means. See, when a body moves in a straight line, either only in x-axis, positive x-axis, or only along negative x-axis, or say positive y-axis or negative y-axis, as long as it moves in a straight line, the kinetic energy possessed by it will be called as translational kinetic energy. Okay, for example, a car moving in a straight line, I'll write here, a car moving in a straight line, okay, it will have translational kinetic energy. Now rotational kinetic energy, any body which is rotating, it will have rotational kinetic energy. For example, a spinning wheel, okay, sorry, a spinning top, I should write a spinning top, or say a rotating wheel. These body which is having rotational motion, they will possess rotational kinetic energy. Now come to this vibrational kinetic energy, any body which is in state of vibration, okay, which is moving to and fro about its mean position, it will have vibrational kinetic energy. For example, the vibrating strings of guitar, I'll write here, when you are playing music, vibrating strings of guitar, it will have vibrational kinetic energy. Okay,